Hey everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV for Among the Abandoned. We're still in the dungeon. So, hopefully we're going to find something out about Guljar. Like, hopefully, maybe, that we're right and he's some sort of, like, weird clone. I don't know. I don't know, it seems a bit weird. I feel like laying it on a bit thick that lady scientist was like, oh, what I want is so close, and, like, looking at him. My brain kind of wants to think, oh, sorry, excuse me, wants to think that it's like, actually, it was his blood that she wanted, like something from him that she could, like, clone together something, rather than her just being like, yeah, I want a baby. Right. Anyway, Kral, what you got for us? While we're decided purpose for the research conducted here, traces of that remain might afford us a greater insight to what came of it. Let's take a look around for information, as well as to the upper level. Sure, okay. Guljar, you stick with Muklamat for now, yeah? Don't just go wandering around. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I just had lunch between episodes and my all stuck in my throat. What is that? Oh, it's a wheelchair. It was something fucking special. Guljar, what you got for me?
What happened to the people here? Did they leave, or did they already meet them?
No, I think we perhaps already met them. See, look, it looks like the same sort of dirt as like what's down here, like just kind of rust, but I think it is meant to be blood, right? I feel like. Look at the hands and shit, gross. Oh my god, you see the door swinging open there? There's like some wind or something? Like, what the hell? That can't be a very heavy door. The flashing light. God, it's so good, isn't it? Done really well. Man, Square Enix, you just using the idea of this alone, you could make a really good, like, Final Fantasy horror game. That would be really fucking cool. The lift can be seen behind a warped iron gate. And as steady as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. Security panel nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. I think we could perhaps just rip it open, honestly, Alize. Between me and you, we could rip right through it. It won't open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. Well, I'm not thinking we use our shoulders. I'm thinking more along we like shove Wuklamat's axe in there and like pry it open. The old-fashioned way and find a key. I don't want to find a key. Did we talk to Alphinaud? You know, Alphinaud, what you got? I think people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, but even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Guljar so absolute? I mean, I think you're being naive there, Alphinaud. I don't. Well, volunteers for starters. We don't know that they were volunteers for a start. Secondly, I mean, they might just not have had any other option. Might not have no money or been able to provide for their family or something. They've volunteered for a bit of cash. We've heard the story before, right? I wonder what Beck Lug is making this research into transferring souls. Yeah, that's true. If only we had him around, huh? Sure, he'd be able to help us quite a lot. What's up, Crow? The researchers likely moved between the upper and lower floors. Perhaps they find a key among their belongings. Give me. Yo. Makes me angry to think of what they did here. The subject's journal. They're recruiting volunteers from a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. Might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write good, yes? I'm good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. They bit off hand of feeder that cannot help it so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. No control. Eat. I must eat. Must eat. Find nothing resembling verification key. You search elsewhere. Oh dear. So somebody clearly had some issues. Turned into a beast of some description. Lots of the staff arranged within the cabinet among the various items, which is tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. A verification key. Awesome. Alizé, I found it. Come on, Kraut. We got mysteries to uncover. And you, Graha. Yo, Alizé, I'm back. Found a key? Great. I'll call the others. Okay. Seems the key can be used to operate the lifts to go up. Up we go. This is the observatory. Didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple, as hailed Malakabanda. All the machinery appears to be in operation. Huh? I expect there's auxiliary systems in place to ensure monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies released the seal feature. Hey, a seal's failure. Most likely for a blessing, we've managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gold Jar's mother. Why was the camera shot like that?
I think I can use this terminal. Shale told me how.
Just putting that in for exposition, so if anyone's like, how can he use it, then, Shale.
There's so much data.
I don't want what we should look at. I think the word no was missing from there. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishel Jar.
Okay. Tishel Jar. Yeah, it brought up a lot of results. They seem to say something. Tishel Jar, Administrator of External Testaments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it?
Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it'll take a considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it.
Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to a storage device I brought. We call it a USB. The memory stick It's shaped like Zulja's head. Isn't it cool? I'd buy them in the gift shop. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone.
You're so happy. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn a lot more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for both of us.
Yeah.
And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. First things first, let's deliver the data to Shale. Sounds good to me. There's a quest here? Oh right, I haven't done the quests. For a second I was like, there's a quest? What the hell? So used to having done the quests. Need to get on them. Get them done and sorted, you know? Especially now we've got more. We've got the Beast Tribe quests. All sorts of stuff. We've got more stuff coming as well. A 24-man Savage sounds like fun, you know? Into the back room. I am indeed. Welcome back. The old jar has already given me the storage device. It looks like it'd be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so you need time to process everything. In that case, I might take ourselves around the city and check in on people. Aye, the mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I finish my work. Thank you. We'll see you again. Among the Abandoned has been completed. Yo, Geo, how's it going? Guidance of the Hestio. Oh. Zay is wrong. The mood around here is still grim. Some of the Turiel remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system. But even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they have a chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. And with good reason too. The journey home won't be an easy one, not for those who have grown old. And that's why mostly been younger folk who've been travelling to Tyrol. Ones with no elders to care for. Could that be a problem has reached us in Turiel? My brother is doing all he can to see the Jacques Tyrol railroad restored to operation, so that people may come and go freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go so far as Vanguard, and some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad will make great things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left to visit Dakota, he seemed reluctant to make any promises. But while Shell's working on the data, we can go see the state of it for ourselves. Sure, sounds like fun. I love trains. The Shaloni station then. I'll make sure to keep Kelowna informed. Alright. Peace out, Gio. Yo, good alt. How's my relic coming, bro? We got stage 1 up and running yet? Have you ever heard of the old Renode Consortium? I absolutely can't stand that lot. Let me tell you. That's why I gave the Nexus Arcade a wide berth, even with a residential district. Too close for me liking, so I can just crash here. I have a feeling you'll be joining them anytime soon. Honestly, I feel like the relic stage probably should have started with 7.1. Like, I think that would have been better. A little bit more of a longer and arduous quest. Where am I going? I'm going to Shalone. I'm getting sidetracked thinking of other stuff. The station is closest to the Makote tribe, right? Oh, I guess the station is in there, is in that town. Never mind, I ballsed it. I was thinking the actual trade yard. Thinking this, which actually also closer to here than it is to there. Oh, look at all these quests that are clogging up our map. Oh god, I will have these done before we do the next patch. I probably shouldn't make promises like that. There are lots of video games to play. Valve Resolve and Zolkin to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Taral. I can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happened, the role of the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Oh, here he is. That's convenient. Scratch that on his way. Hey, you got like a new outfit, kinda. Love it. That's that little bun finally outgrow his old clothes. Why would I say that? That's so fucking cruel. Looking good. As a guildship has officially operated my transaction from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of a more befitting attire. It looks good. You're here about the railroad too? It was in part for my stake. The original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt only right I assist with the replacement. Speaking of which, love his gloves, right? Yes, I assume Lamity has explained the growing urgency and need. You have. The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we use the Dawn Blazer to get into the dome, urgently outweighed all of the considerations, but now we're back to our original problem, how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants. That is the Runik, though the Hasetsu that follow them are none too pleased about the Hasetsu being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to contain the railroad should address that. But a silent train perhaps is a different danger. The Reduk will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle on them, or they'll panic. They'll go crazy again. But the railroads plotted to avoid the Reduk preferred grazing areas there. Odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Reduk grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of the Mahawesson for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in that matter. I would too hear what the Hasetsu have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin consulting their leader, Hiwo. I don't like the double H. I don't know how to say it. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hasetsu encampment if you like. I kind of already went there by accident, so I guess we can go back. Should we just port back? Sure, let's just port back. We're back in town, baby. A vow of resolve, a vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mahiswin?
Thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Jacques Railroad.
You two have noticed the unique, unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Sheepto, has been looking into this matter. You know?
Yeah, normally we'd expect the Renique to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet. Despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in the Prairie of Yoran and the Yonati. Yet they refuse to keep to where they would, instead pushing westward towards the railroad.
I certainly see no cause for unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hisetsu would, I suppose. As you have surmised, I am of the Hisetsu descent. My parents traveled with the Renique as well, though myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such migration, one of many sacrifices decided by the nomadic lifestyle I am forced to assume. Chance encounter with a kind Palu merchant was the only reason I survived, taking pity on me. He taught me his trade, and I might fend for myself. I became a storekeeper in Turiel's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I have already been in a place some time with Lamati come to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As a tiny child, the new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly, I never heard of the Runuk choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Harester to willingly leave their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following their footsteps, that I might better make excuses, their actions never appealed to me. I don't want to be like, well, what if they had a good reason for leaving you behind? Because, like, what? Like, that's never going to be comforting to somebody who was left behind like that. That sucks. That's such a terrible response. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hasetsu may arise from fear of reopening old wounds, I'd rather than blind fever of invitation, it would nevertheless see me repeat my past mistakes. And to refuse to learn from one's country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn Servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Renuk and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. Oh, we would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Son, get the noteboard. Will you learn of the history culture with me? I should like to approach this with fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it'd be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. Oh yeah, okay, you don't need to do me. You don't need to fucking do me like that, dude. I'll come learn about my people. Well, I mean, they might not actually be my people, but my point still stands. More than happy to learn about other Makote.
Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Riddick, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find answers we seek. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor.
Of course not. I'm not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort.
Then we ask, take these tools. Okay. Now, introduce yourself to everyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you, but in exchange for another pair of hands.
Sure. Let's just meet back here. We should later share what we've learned. Okay. Seems odd that you were like, hey, come with me, and then you went off by yourself. It's kind of fucking rude. I'm gonna go talk to this guy by the river first, because that sounds more like fun. It's a ruffled Riddick. So, what are you gonna teach me? As you stroke the Riddick's coat, you notice many portions are shaggy and tangled. Gross.
Yeah, this one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should fit it out. Would you like to try it?
Sure, I'd love to do a brush.
Speedo said the renewed brush with you, did he? Oh, how like him. Now, just run it through this little one's patch at a time. Gently.
Yo, I love her outfit. Her outfit's super cool. You diligently brush the Riddick until your arms grew weary. A long battle with its coat appears much tidier now, though the same could not be said for your clothes. You require a new coat of your own.
Well done. Less excess fur, our friend here. We'll be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. Combined coat will also make it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise.
Right, I see.
Good boy.
But these are wild Riddick, right? So you just kind of like come here to hang out? I'm afraid I've finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about the way of life, why don't I tell you about customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the Riddick, the Hisetsu, are guides that we travel with through the turning of seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands, where with all we need to survive. Okay. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits in two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, the Hisetsu must also part with half of our number. You may think that it's strange and stressful custom, but over the years it's seen to us visit new lands and broaden our horizon. As a people, this too is the wisdom of the Hisetsu. I mean, honestly, dude, that fucking sucks. That would suck. I hate moving my shit around following a bunch of animals. I'm not sure I'm into that. Yo, what you doing?
This won't do. The wind will go right through it. And me without a needle and stew.
I have some.
Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Renuk hide they're made of durable enough
that we greatly needn't worry. Alright. Yeah, this outfit is fucking cool looking, eh? I kind of want it for myself. I don't know what I'd put it on. I don't know what job I'd put it on or anything. Pretty cool. Yo. Ah, you're learning about the Hazatsu way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall if I've arrived at them myself. Ahem. Our head soap provides us with something used in medicine. Okay. And soap and drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? It's I don't know. Is it their poo poo? Is it their poo? Do they do a poo? Is it their poo? Sounds like there's a story there, but indeed correct answer. We've discovered a myriad uses for the Redix chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. They were in need of the head, so always provide. Oh, I don't want to be dealing with their poo all the time. I could be bothered. You smell of grass in the wild, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. You even looked the part. Look, there go cannons. I have to wonder how Valcoda is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hand dirty, but he seemed wished to understand us. He was sincere. Yeah, he's pretty sincere, dude. Ah, there he is now. Looks like he's made a friend. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Reduke and ended rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither. At my companion's inclination to force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Do you have anything to share? Yeah, I got loads. They use poo. That's what I come back with. They use poo for their fires. Great. It was a rather reduke, but in turn, people receive all they need. Porter's family. Let's use that one. Indeed, the Reduke provide for the Hasatsu. In turn, the Hasatsu are good to the Reduke. Just as family should be. Mine is not the only way, though. At times, I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean I was wrong. My parents had a duty to the Reduke, and they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish as an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has been no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service to the people of Taral, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. I will endeavor to remain curious, especially if there was a Hetso are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valcoda. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my voice went very deep for a minute there. I'm glad to hear that, Valcoda. You're welcome among our herd any time. Great. I'll have Buddy, please. Thank you. And now I have my Buddy. We will also have the warmth of family next time. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying patch 7.1. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.